Hi, welcome to Panera Bread. What can I get started for you? Okay, before I start this, let me go change out of my work attire real quick. Good morning, America and any other country watching. Today, I'm going to be talking about my experience working at the lovely restaurant known as Panera Bread.
Panera, food as it should be.
So I worked at Panera Bread for like over a year. I got the job like junior year of high school, and I worked all the way up until I went to college. So I worked there for a pretty long time. And in that lovely chapter of my life, I went through a lot of and instead of going to a therapist and talking about it, why didn't I just talk to you guys about it? I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down on my iPad because when I was thinking of this video, there was just so many thoughts scrambling in my head that I had to write it all down so I wouldn't forget anything. So to start things off on a positive note, we would do this thing called Bread Bash like every 3 months and talk about all the new stuff that was coming on the menu and all the stuff that was leaving the menu for each season. Like winter, we would have some like a dinner bowl, and we wouldn't have it on any other season, which by the way would make people upset because it would be like March 1st and we would have the spring menu, and then everything for the winter menu would be gone, and then people would like cuss me out like it's my fault. And we would also raise prices a lot, and then people would be mad at me about it like I have anything to do with that. But anyway. But yeah, Bread Bash was fun because I had like friends there. I didn't have a lot of friends there. I didn't actually like a lot of the people. But Bread Bash was fun. It was like a party that we had every 3 months, and we like taste tested the new stuff. So it was a good time. So on to the other stuff. One time, I think everyone knows that a lot of the stuff on the Panera Bread menu was just like fake. Obviously, the video on TikTok that went viral of the mac and cheese is very much frozen, and you put it in boiling water and you serve it. Shocker. And during one Bread Bash, the head manager told us that the brownies, because we had one type of brownie, but then we switched over to another one. And you just like take it out the freezer and let it thaw, and then you serve it. And then she literally told us if someone asked if it's freshly baked, just tell them it's freshly baked. Like, they literally wanted us to lie and do all that stuff. So let's talk about the people that I worked there with. A lot of the people there I did not like. A lot of them were just like straight white men who did stupid stuff and would be like, yeah bro, let's smoke and have a boxing match after our shift. I brought my boxing gloves. Like and then there was like girls there that would like kiss their ass. And like they were nobody to be like looking up to me like, oh my gosh, you're so funny. Like they got on my nerves. But there were people there that I liked and that I really enjoyed having shifts with, and when those select people weren't there, I was miserable, but whatever. They worked us like slaves there. Like, we would have to stand for so long, and if they saw anyone sitting, they would be like, what are you doing? Get up. Like, they literally worked us like slaves there. And all the time, like when my feet would get tired from standing too long, I would like go to the bathroom and sit down on the toilet and just like go on my phone for 10 minutes and just give my feet like a break. Like, that 30-minute break is not enough for my 7-hour shift. And also, when I got there for like, I was there for like a week, so I barely knew how to do anything. And then like a week later, they asked me to train somebody, and I had trained like 5 people within like 3 months of me being there before I really even knew how to do anything. And I also was not the best worker, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. Like, you're not about to slave me for minimum wage, first of all. And second of all, like, vacuuming, because I mostly did busing. Like, I was a busboy. I cleaned the tables, vacuumed and stuff. That's not for me. That's not for me. There was this one boy, because everyone during work, like, would come not in their right minds. Let's say it like that since we're on YouTube. And one of them literally, like, while we were closing, passed out on the bathroom floor. I'm not gonna name him, you know who you are. But it was just a mess. And like the managers, some managers just let people do whatever they want. And then there were some managers that were so strict. Like I had this one manager, she was new. She came in like a few months before I left. And she would like look at the floor with a magnifying glass for everyone's station. And if there was a crumb, no one could go home until all those crumbs were picked up. Like, it was a mess. And they made it so no one could leave until everyone's stations were clean, because there's 4 different like things that just like normal cafe associates could do. You could do dining room and busing, which is mostly what I did because they didn't want me to do anything else. You could make the food, you could be a cashier / barista, or you could like do the dishes. So after every shift, or after we closed, you had to clean those stations because they would get dirty, mop, sweep, all that stuff. And no one could leave until everyone's station was clean. And I was usually like the one that finished last. And they told me before I got there, like during the interview, oh, you're going to be starting with dining room work, and dining room is the easiest to clean so you can help others out. No, they all finished before me and they helped me out. Like, I was so slow just because like the vacuuming and the mopping and wiping tables all day is not for me. Like, but everyone always had to help me so we could all leave faster, because I was always the last one done and everyone else would be done, and then they'd be like, I'll help you, Demetrius, but really they were just trying to leave. Who can blame them? When I first got there, they told me for 3 months or so I would be doing dining room work, and then I would get promoted to like do whatever else I wanted to do. But they never promoted me, I guess because I wasn't good at dining room work. But if I'm not good at dining room work, why don't you give me something else to do so you can see if I'm good at that? Anyways, they wouldn't let me go on to do anything else. So I had to literally beg them after like 9 months to let me do like register work, because that's the only thing that I wanted to do. I didn't want to make the food because it would be like 4 people like right next to each other, and like they would be yelling at people, and then the people that like got their food would like come back up to them and be like, you made this wrong. I don't deal with all that, so I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do the dishes. So the only other thing I wanted to do was like make drinks and like just take people's orders, because I don't have a problem with doing that. And so that's what I begged them to do after like 9 months of me being there, waiting for them to just promote me without asking. And they're like, sure. But then like they didn't really promote me, and then I had to wait for a whole nother month to get trained, when it takes like 1 week to train, because they really didn't want me doing the register work. But I got to do the register work eventually, and they saw that I was good at that, so they let me do that and make drinks and stuff, and barely ever put me back to doing like the busing stuff. So if you want something, you gotta ask for it. Oh, and as I said, I was making minimum wage there, because I live in Florida, which is $8.25, or it was when I was working. I don't know what it is now, but I was making minimum wage there. They gave me 1 raise, and it was a quarter. I was making $8.25 an hour, and they gave me a raise and then it went from $8.25 an hour to $8.50 an hour. What the is that? And then they were like, every 3 months you get a quarter raise. So every 3 months I was supposed to go from $8.25, $8.50, $8.75, $9 an hour to on and on and on. But after that 3 months raise from $8.25 to $8.50, I never got another raise for the almost 2 years that I was working there. So this is like a mini story time within my little experience video. What I did, and what a lot of people did, is because they were workers like slaves, we would always like sneak a cookie, because the cookies are so good. Anyone who's been to Panera, please comment down below about that chocolate chip cookie, honey. But we would always like sneak a cookie and just like take pieces of it to keep from passing out. So one time I was sneaking a cookie, and I didn't pay for it because it was 99 cents. And I was gonna take 2 muffins too and not pay for it, because I was gonna eat one for breakfast the next day. So when I was sneaking my cookie and my 2 cranberry orange muffins, one of the other workers there, who I did not like, she was trying to become a manager, so she was like just feeling like she needed to be the manager's little pet. She snitched on me and said that I had stole a cookie, and she didn't see me stealing the muffins, but I know she saw me stealing the cookie. And she told the head manager, who was on shift at the time, supervising us. And she, after my break, because I had snuck it and ate it during break, brought me into the office and then told me, I saw you take something from the bakery station while you were going on break in the camera. No, you didn't. The cameras don't even work. The cameras are like 5 minutes behind, first of all, and half of them don't even work. The one that is right pointing to the bakery station doesn't even work. So she was lying. So I got snitched on. Like, we're in this together. Why would you snitch on me? Because there's a whole lot of that she did that I could have fucking snitched on. But that's besides the point. So she said, what'd you grab? And I said, I grabbed a cookie. And I lied and said that I had a reward for it with the Panera rewards card. And I just was like, I guess I just forgot to like click it in, because you have to like press a whole bunch of buttons to like click in for a free reward with the rewards card. And by God as my savior, she checked and I actually did have a free bakery item. God, nobody but God did that. If there was anything that converted me to Christianity, it was that. God loves me. But while she was going to check for that free cookie that I actually did have on there that I didn't know that I had on there, I ran, because I had put the 2 muffins like in the station where everyone puts their phones and stuff. I ran to that station and threw those muffins in the side garbage so she wouldn't catch me stealing those too, because she would have been like, why is there 2 muffins right here? Enough talking about me and the workers and other people behind the house. Let's talk about the customers. We had this one customer who came in every day and got light roast, and he was a Trump supporter. He had this Confederate flag mug for like a long time, and it was like so dirty because he would get light roast in it every day, and he would come twice a day. Like, he would come in the morning and in the afternoon. I only saw him once a day because I only ever worked like in the afternoon to closing, because I am not a morning person. But he would come in every day and he wouldn't say anything, and he would act like he was giving us like $50 a day. When you get light roast and you bring your own cup, it's literally like 80 cents. So you're giving us $1.60 per day thinking you got stock in Panera. It's people who only come here once a month with their whole family and spend more money in that one time than you do spending money here, coming here every day for a whole month. So you are not like no shareholder in Panera to be talking to me any kind of way, to be talking to other people any kind of way. He expected the light roast to be perfect, and the dining room people, aka me, for like my first year there, made the coffee. So he always liked it when I made it, but when it was nasty or there was like a coffee grind in it, he would let somebody know and he would cuss them out. And he, like I said before, was a Trump supporter. And he was racist because if you come in with a Confederate flag mug every day, twice a day, just proud of that, you are racist. I don't care what nobody says about it. You're racist because you're coming in here with your proud Confederate flag mug. Like, you don't see Germans repping Nazi mugs, because that's not something that they represent. Like, yes, that was something that happened in this. Let me not even go on that spiel, because that's something that I don't even want to talk about that. So let's move on. After the mug wore out, because it was so dirty, he started getting a new mug, and I was like, good, you're finally seeing the error of your ways. But after like a month with like the new mug that he had, he started coming in with a Make America Great Again hat with his other mug. So he wasn't being racist with his mug anymore. He was starting to be racist and conservative with his attire. But we kept serving him because I'm not about to like I'm not about to refuse you service the way you would probably refuse me and other minority service if you were working with your pot belly. But yeah, he was like the main customer that always came every day. And he wasn't mean like to me, but I've seen him be rude to other people for no reason. Like, he would get his orders and he wouldn't even say anything. He would just come in, expect us to know what he wanted. When I first got on the cashier, I was like, what do you want? And then before I could finish, he was like, I want this, I want the light roast in my mug. Like, I don't know that. Like, I know you come here every day, but I don't even come here every day. I worked like 3-4 days out the week, and I was new to the cashier register, so calm your ass down. But he's like the only customer regular that I could think of, because no one else really came to our Panera like that, like as frequently as he did. There was this other customer there. He was only there one time. He was there with his girlfriend, and his card kept declining, and I was taking his order, and he tried to act like his card was declining because of me, because I didn't know what I was doing. He was like, he doesn't know what he's doing, but his card was declining because he had no more money on the balance. And then when I was like, let me just go get a manager, I saw him switch cards, and he was trying to stun on me and not look embarrassed in front of his girlfriend or whatever. But I saw him switch cards when I went to go get the manager, and I like looked behind me. And then the other card worked when the manager did it. He was like, yeah, see, he just don't know what he doing. Like, you switched the card and I saw you. I get that you want to look rich in front of your little girlfriend, but you don't have to do that at my expense. And here's a public service announcement for anyone who cares about Panera. Panera is going out of business. They're losing money as we speak. About like a year into me working there, they started cracking down on us, because we could get fountain drinks for free, but we couldn't get like iced lattes or like smoothies for free, but everyone just got that for free anyway. We were always able to do that, and the managers were cool with it. But after they had like a meeting with us and told us like, we're raising prices on everything, and Panera's already expensive, and they raised like the mac and cheese from like $4 to like $6, because Panera is going out of business. Like, they're losing money fast, and to the point where people working there are going to start losing their jobs because of budget cuts. Or at least that's how they made it seem. That's not what they said to us, but that's how they made it seem. Like, Panera is losing money really bad. So the stuff that people always did, taking cookies, taking a bite out of like a piece of bread or something, or like, you know, the bread you get when you, like, as a side, when you get like your order, people would just eat that, and it's like 75 cents. But they'd be like, why didn't you pay 75 cents for that piece of bread? Like, they started really like going in on us for doing stuff that we always used to do. So, you know, I guess they were dealing with budget cuts or trying to stay afloat. But like, when we were on break or would get food from there, we could only do it when we were on shift. We couldn't do it on our day off. But when we were on shift, going on break or coming in or leaving, we could get $12 worth of food. That was the limit. Which, what can you get for $12 at Panera? But like, that was the limit, and then they like took it half off, so it would really be $6 is the limit. And I would always like get a pick too, so I would always go over the limit and get like $15 worth of food, and they would like half it down to like $7.50. It's been a while since I've been to school, so don't judge me. But after they had like that meeting with us, they would not let me get more than $12 worth of food. Like, it would be $12 and they would have that off, and if I would get like a $2 muffin, they made me pay that full $2 for the muffin. Like, calm down. Panera must really be suffering, because I guess people just don't like it as much. But I always see those tweets when people are like, Panera is overpriced hospital food, and I couldn't agree more, because I love Panera and I love hospital food. So most of the managers there that I liked, like, either left or transferred to another location, and they left me with like one manager that I kind of like, the one that like looked at the floor with the magnifying glass. She kind of grew on me, because other than like that OCD stuff, she was nice. And then like all the other managers I didn't like. And then the head manager, she had got married, and then after she got married, she moved on to like a more executive corporate job with Panera. And she let her husband take her head manager's spot. So when I was leaving for college, I told another manager, like, I'm leaving for college. It was like June, and I was leaving in August. I was like, I'm leaving for college, so you need to like do what you need to do with that information. Start figuring out your schedules and stuff. I told her that, and she said that she would tell the head manager. She never told the head manager. And on my last day there, not my last day, we usually got our schedules on Sunday. So on Sunday, someone sent me my schedule, and I was working like Wednesday and Thursday, and I was leaving, I think, Thursday night to go to college. So I worked Wednesday to get my last hours in, and then I told the head manager, because he was on shift that day, I'm not going to be able to work tomorrow because I'm going off to college. Like, and I'm not going to be able to work tomorrow, the day after that, the week after that, the month after that, till I get back for winter or summer. And he was like, you never told me that. And I was like, I told another manager that, and she was supposed to tell you. And he was like, she didn't. And then he got mad at me for not telling him that. But that was the first time that I saw him in like 2 months since I told the other manager. How convenient was it that he was on shift that day, but whatever. And I told him that, and he had kind of an attitude with me. He was like, that's kind of bogus that you waited till the last day to tell me. I don't see you like that. I don't have your phone number, and I told another manager to tell you. So what do you want me to do? And he was like really mad. And then that same day we were doing employee surveys, and my shift was over, and I was waiting for someone else to finish to do my survey. And then while I was sitting there waiting, he was like, what are you still doing here? And I was like, I'm about to do my survey. And he was like, you don't work here anymore. You're a seasonal worker. Today's your last day, so you don't need to do the survey. And I was like, okay. And after that day, I decided that I will not be a seasonal worker, regular worker, part-time worker, or anything else of the sort at Panera Bread. I will never go back there again if that man is there. And even if he isn't, I don't need to go back there again anyway. So with that being said, my overall experience at Panera Bread was okay, I guess. The people there, I like some people, I didn't like some other people. The customers never gave me too much like attitude, or I guess like I just dealt with it. Like I don't really care. And the food there is good to me, so I still go there like once a week. I should do a Panera Bread mukbang. But anyway, let me end things off on a positive note. This is something that I discovered during one bread bash. They have like black tea at Panera Bread. So this is how you make DIY milk tea if you ever find yourself there and you have a craving for milk tea. You get the black tea, you get the Madagascar vanilla stuff that they put like in lattes and stuff. You get the liquid cane sugar and obviously ice, and you stir that up, and then you put the 2% milk in it that they have in the coffee stations, and boom, you have good ass milk tea. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you were thinking of working at Panera Bread, I hope this is of any use to you. Please like it if it is, or if you just enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time you're watching this. Bye.